you so much, man. Thank you so much. Like tonight, I'm going to talk to you about the death penalty, or as people in medieval times called it, prime time entertainment. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but people die. Yeah, like you're gonna die too, you know? But that's not the interesting part, not because nobody's gonna miss you, but it's interesting because of something I found out, right? Here's what I found out. Apparently the number one cause for human deaths is other humans. No single disease has taken as many lives as wars, executions, and religion, you know? Like the plague came close in World War II, but then Hitler went crazy. Point I'm trying to make is that as human beings, we love violence. We love murder. Like look at some of our most popular TV shows today, huh? Game of Thrones, yeah? Breaking Bad, 24, Dexter. Even a show like Comedy Nights with Couple makes you want to stab yourself in the neck. And capital punishment has been around for a really long time, okay? And the logic for the death penalty is simple. If we kill him, he will learn a lesson and never do it again. And the first execution, the first ever execution happened many, many years ago when people thought that Noah was kidding. You guys know the story about Noah's Ark? Yes. That flood wiped out life on the entire planet. That was the world's first shift delete. Now, I've never been sentenced to death. Yet. I mean, come on, I'm a comedian in India, you know, you never know. Today joke, tomorrow poke, you know. But if I were ever to be sentenced to death, I'd be okay with it. Yeah, because I read up on how they used to execute people back in the day, and compared to that, what we do today is cute. Okay? Like if you read up on history, the kind of things that they used to do to people makes Game of Thrones look like a Twilight movie. Okay? Yeah, and you could tell that the people who came up with these ideas had a lot of free time. And there was no Twitter. Like back then, outrage meant a very different thing, you know? And the kind of things they should do was quite terrible. It freaked me out, man. You won't believe the kind of things they should do. Like, there's one thing, right? They would sentence people to be hanged, drawn, and quartered. First, they'll hang you, and just before you die, they'll disembowel you so your intestines fall out. Yeah, and then they'll cut you into 4 pieces. Thankfully, today, that sort of treatment is only reserved for a Domino's pizza. And then in some other countries, the method of execution was boiling. They boil you in water. I'm like, guys, these are human beings, okay, not Maggie noodles. And ironically, people who are boiled used to die in 2 minutes. And then some uneducated, unqualified idiot complained about lead poisoning. So they banned boiling. But the one that used to freak me out the most is called sawing. Here, they'll hang you upside down by your ankles and literally saw through you. Yeah. They'd split you into 2. The schizophrenics loved it. And even India had its own version of the death penalty, you know, because we wanted to participate, you know. And what they do is they crush your head under an elephant's foot. And not just the foot, the whole elephant came with it. And I'm not making this up, you won't believe where this was most popular. Baroda. Like, yeah, there was no achhe thing for criminals back then. So you see what I mean? That used to be quite brutal back in the day. So that's why today, I'm okay with the death sentence, you know? Because today the most popular form of execution is hanging. Which, by the way, makes suicidal people very angry. crimes. They're like, bro, hanging is our thing, man. क्या कर रहा है? Like, because of people like you, we have to start drinking poison now. Do you know how expensive poison is? Yeah. But then over the years, the executions became less brutal, you know, because we evolved as a society, you know. We started taking a bath. Now if you're putting soap on your body, you can't saw through people, right? Like your brutality has to mirror your prosperity. That's what I'm trying to say, you know. So the capital punishment evolved all over the world. Even in India, we became up to date. You know, we sent the elephant away. That's how Rambo Circus started. And today we have a very refined, step-by-step, sophisticated process for capital punishment in this country. Now what happens is, if you're Muslim, we'll hang one of you every other year. But if you're Hindu, here's some parole. Go on holidays. But if you think about it, it makes sense not to hang a Hindu, right? Because लटकाने से क्या फायदा? फिर से वापस आएगा. Now I know there are some Hindus in the audience right now, probably a little upset with what I just said. But go with me here for a second, right? You cannot deny when I say that Hindus get away with a lot more in this country than other people. Yes. You guys agree? Yes? Yes. Hindus are India's white people. Muslims are India's black people. They get screwed over all the time, right? Like any Muslim friends, if you think you don't believe what I'm saying, if you think, oh, Muslims are not India's black people, try going to America and hugging a cop. So violent crimes, I was reading this, right? Violent crimes attract the death penalty the most, and that makes sense, you know. But as human beings, we have an obligation towards violence that we do not fulfill. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. If violence were a bunch of children, we'd be terrible parents. So everyone's met those parents who always favor one child more than the other. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, huh? Favor one child more than the other. That's what we do with violence. There's favoritism within violence, and I think that's wrong, you know? See, I see the need, I understand the need to discriminate against people because people are assholes. They'll do terrible things, like they'll take money from you, won't give it back. No? They'll upload a picture of you on Facebook and say, "Isne chheda mujhe." Terrible things, you know. But we started discriminating against violence as well, and that's not cool. Like we started calling violence names, you know. That's bullying, guys. Don't do that, you know. Like for example, if the violence involves bombs and guns, we call it terrorism. But if the violence involves swords, knives and burning buses, we call it rioting. Huh? Rioting and terrorism both kill large numbers of people. But for some reason we only favor terrorists. And they are the only guys getting hanged. But the poor rioters are feeling left out. You know? Like, can we not have some equality over here? Huh? The rioters just standing there in the corner thinking like, यार, हमने तो मस्जिद गिरा दी. इतने सारे लोग मारे गए. हमारे वजह से बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुए. लेकिन हमें कोई लटकाता नहीं. Like, can we have some equality here? Can we like start executing some rioters as well? Huh? Let's get them hanged, drawn and quartered. Huh? 25% here, 25% there. Huh? That's the kind of reservation that makes sense. Huh? And there's this huge, right now there's this huge worldwide human rights debate surrounding capital punishment, you know, and a lot of countries have done away with the death penalty. India still has it, so does America, because they're America, you know. They are the pioneers in taking life. Like they're in every product category, like wars, invasions, no gun control. They even create their own terror group just for fun. ISIS. Basically, what I'm trying to say is America is the Reliance Industries of death. Now, firstly, if you ask ask me, I'm a big fan of the death penalty. Sorry, fan is the wrong word. It's not like I take selfies after executions. The word I'm looking for is favor. I'm in favor of the death penalty. How many of you over here are in favor of the death penalty? Just one person? Okay, yeah, in favor of the death penalty, right? I like the concept of capital punishment. What I don't like is how we execute this idea, right? Because one of the most important functions of capital punishment is closure. And that's where America gets it right. Because for an execution in the US, right, they let the victim's family watch. So that way the family knows, okay, it's over, they get closure, they move on with their lives. Here, we read about executions in the Times of India. Like, this is a paper that does not know the difference between Real Madrid and Barcelona. I can't believe anything they say, you know? So I don't know if Ajmal Kasam was really hanged or if that was an ad for biryani. Yeah. But you also meet a lot of people who are against capital punishment. How many of you are against capital punishment? You know, make some noise, raise your hand. Yeah. Don't worry, no one's getting executed tonight. Yeah, but there's a lot of people, yeah. And one of the most common arguments that you will hear, or you will have from people who are against the death penalty, is that the death penalty is not a deterrent to crime. Correct? Well, whose fault is that? Because even criminals know that by the time they get arrested, convicted, and executed, they'll probably be dead anyways. Like, our justice system is so slow that by the time we execute a criminal, we've forgotten the crime. Like, you have to Google the incident just so you can feel angry again. ये याकूब कौन है? Our justice system needs to be swift, you know. I have a suggestion, okay? I have a suggestion. Instead of hanging convicted felons, let's start shooting suspects. Yeah, you think twice before threatening someone, huh? Like, guys in Delhi are screwed. They'll be like, देख, मैं जानता हूँ मेरा बाप कौन है. Tension मत ले ऐसे. And if there are people in here who are still insisting that the death penalty is not a deterrent to crime, I have two words for you: Singapore and drugs. Huh? The punishment for drug abuse in Singapore is death. Okay? People in Singapore don't do drugs, not because it's expensive. They don't do drugs because they want to do drugs again. Like another argument that you hear from people who are against the death penalty is that the death penalty is all about revenge, not justice. But here's what I say, right? Like, if someone robs me, or if I get scammed by an insurance company, I want justice. Okay? But if we're talking about rape, murder, and terrorism, I want revenge. Revenge is to justice what lust is to love. And weren't we the ones who came up with revenge is sweet? Like, what happened? Suddenly we're all diabetic. It's like, and you know, I personally think that for a country that has the kind of population that we do, we execute far too few people. Like, forget about justice and revenge and all of that. We should use capital punishment as a method of population control. Huh? Because let's be honest, some people have got to go. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, even studies have shown that 1 out of 4 Indians deserves to be executed. Get rid of some people, man. Like, take that show Roadies, for instance. At the end of every episode, when there's a vote out, don't send Rocky from Chandigarh home. He might make a baby. Execute him. The other day, somebody said something. What is that? Meat ban? Come. so-called journalists who write those articles, huh? A man walked into a bar. You won't believe what happened next. 30 ways to do 30 things. Execute that guy. And then tomorrow we can print an article, you know. This journalist wrote an article that annoyed all his readers. You won't believe what happened. You know, the discussion about the death penalty or capital punishment is going to go on for a really long time, you know. And it doesn't matter which side you're on, whether you're for it or whether you're against it. Nobody's really winning, you know. And because you know what they say, right? An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. But if you ask me, I think the real problem is that too many people can see. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so if you like my YouTube video, hit like. Yeah, then go to my Facebook page and hit like. Then go to my Twitter handle and follow. Fantastic. And the next time, don't watch this on your screen. Buy a ticket and come watch it live, because live is